Hello everyone, here I'm back with another short story on how one can make such simple things really complicated in one's life. Before we move on, if you're new to this channel or haven't subscribed yet, then please do consider subscribing and click the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any future updates. Well, let's begin with the story. There was once a wise man living in ancient times. He was elderly, educated, and held knowledge of the books to the highest regard. One day, while on a walk, he realized that his shoes were really starting to wear out because he had spent a lot of time walking on the daily basis. He knew he had to find the best shoes to support and protect his feet. But back then, this wasn't an easy task, as he couldn't jump online to do some research and have shoes delivered to his door. The man didn't want to make things worse by purchasing the wrong shoes and having inadequate protection, which would lead to injuries and the inability to leave his home and walk to find new books to read. The man gathered all of the books he could that were written by only those that he admired the most, to search for the answer to his question, "What do I do if my shoes have fallen apart?" He read through several books for many hours before finding out that he had no choice but to go buy a new pair of shoes. He then spent a lot of time reading about how to know if a pair of shoes fits properly. Once he was satisfied with the answers he found, he was proud of himself for doing the research, and he felt confident in his ability to buy a high-quality replacement for his old shoes. He figured if he hadn't done this research, he probably would have gone barefooted for the rest of his life, as he had no one to tell him how to fix his shoes. Following the book's instructions, the man took a stick and measured his foot with it. He then went to the market and finally came upon a pair of shoes that he liked. However, he realized that he had left a stick back at home, which was far away from the shop. By the time the man returned to the market, the shop was closed, and by that point, his shoes were completely split, so he had to return home barefooted. The next morning, he walked back to the market with bare feet, but the shoes that he had chosen the day before had been already sold. The wise man explained what had happened to the shopkeeper, who reacted with a sense of surprise, asking, "Why didn't you buy the shoes yesterday?" The wise man replied, "Because I forgot the stick that I had used to measure my feet back home, and anyone who knows anything about the shoes knows that you have to have the correct measurements of your feet before you can buy shoes. I didn't want to buy the wrong size, and I was following the normal instructions." Even more confused, the shopkeeper asked, "But your foot was with you, right? Why didn't you just try the shoes on?" The wise man was equally confused in return and responded, "All the books say shoes must be bought with the exact same measurements of the shoes you already own." Laughing, the shop owner replied, "Oh no, you don't need the advice from books to buy shoes. You just need to have your feet, some money, and some common sense to not complicate things." So, here's what we get to learn from this short story. Sometimes, you need to take action without overthinking things. Knowledge often comes in handy, but in some circumstances, if you lack experience or common sense, your knowledge will only get you so far. In fact, it could make things seem a lot more complicated than they actually are. If you're facing an issue, don't forget to use your reasoning skills in addition to anything you have learned in a formal learning environment. Well, that's all for today. Hope this video was knowledgeable. If you like this video, then don't forget to like and share. Well, thanks for watching.